And we are back at it again with another and yet another video from Resolution Design. Hello, my name is Edwin from Resolution Design. I am an agency owner and top Shopify expert. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome, and welcome. The type of videos that we kind of do here on Resolution Design is videos, quick tutorials, quick tips, business ideas, inspiration, you name it. So if you like this type of content, talking about straight Shopify, please go ahead. Don't forget to subscribe and that like button. Let's begin. So congratulations, you got your first sale. Super happy for you. Whether if it's been in the works for a long time or it's something that you've been struggling with or whatever, you got that sale in. So the real question is, so what now? What's going to happen next, right? So when do I get paid? That's the reason as to why we're here. Several factors, okay? So I'm going to split this conversation into two types of people that are perhaps watching. You're either a drop shipper, all right? So your business model is either a drop shipping model or you produce your own products some way, somehow, okay? And of course, the difference between the two is if you're a drop shipper, you're getting your stuff from AliExpress, Oberlo, or some of these Printfuls or whatnot, right? That's if you're into that business. The other one's if you're a private supplier, meaning that you have a manufacturer that gets them to you. You have a warehouse, you have a location. The point is that you pick, pack, and ship the products yourself, or you delegate them locally. You're not depending on China or anything like that to do it for you. So let's talk about if you're a drop shipper. If you're a drop shipper and it's your first sale, the first thing you need to do is not depend on Shopify for that money. I'm going to say it again, and it might not be a great thing that you want to hear, but I'm being very honest with you. I'm just talking about your first sale. I'm not talking about everything else. I'm talking about just your first sale, okay? So if it's your first sale, right, don't worry about it. Go ahead, come out of pocket, go to AliExpress or go to Oberlo, pay for the product. Okay, pay for the product and send it out so that your customer can get it. Now, typically in Shopify, your first order might take at least 7 days for it to arrive in your bank. Now, this does not apply to everyone. This information that I'm telling you actually comes from Genevieve from the Shopify staff. As you can see right here, tons of comments, tons of likes. Look at what it says. Your first payout will take at least 7 days to go through, as there are a few things our underwriting team needs to check for new accounts, right? Then after that, meaning after that first sale, you continue getting more sales or whatnot, US payouts are sent 3 days after the order is processed. I think typically it's less than that. Typically it's probably like 2 days at most. But when I say 2 days, I'm talking about 2 business days. Okay. And all of this is in talks of Shopify payments. This has nothing to do with PayPal. I believe if you get your first sale off of PayPal, then that money is there immediately. I could be wrong, but go ahead down in the comments. Let me know what you think. When you got your first sale, did you get it using Shopify payments or did you use PayPal for your first sale? And tell me, how soon did you get it? So in the comments, tell me if you remember your first sale and how fast did you get that payment. You'll notice that in the comments, there'll be several different answers. Some people will say, hey, I got it right away. Others might say it took a few days, right? But we're talking about the first sale here. And I'm showing you here that on Shopify, they went ahead and they said that, okay? So going back into the example here, if you get your first sale, you could always start in the dashboard. And for more information, you go down here in the corner where it says view payouts. Right? And once you click on this, you get to see exactly what happens with those payouts, right? So you get to see, okay, they paid on this day, they paid on that day, so on and so forth, right? So that's that answer there. But generally speaking, when it comes down to the last, it takes about 7 days. Just be prepared for that. Have that money up front. So if you sold the product, let's say $400, but in AliExpress, they're charging you $20, right? then have those $20 ready. Go to AliExpress and go purchase it because the money's coming. There's no questions about it. They're going to bring it over to you, right? It's just that sometimes with AliExpress and Oberlo, being in China and all that, it might take longer than usual. And that's why you have to kind of upfront that cash first. Now, even better, if you get a tracking number as soon as possible, go ahead and slap that into Shopify and close out that order so that your customers are aware that that order is coming soon. Shopify is going to see that and potentially could even accelerate that first 7-day payments, right? So that part is very, very important as well. Things get kind of complicated, I'll be very honest with you, as far as with all other clients that we worked with. When, let's say, you're in the supplements industry, or if you're involved in an industry where it has an extremely high fraud rate. Okay, what do I mean by that? I'm just going to name a few. Supplement companies, such as you're selling vitamins, you're selling, let's say something like, I don't know, vitamin C or supplements or things that are just related to supplements and vitamins and drug things, right? Like you have to be very careful with that. And so that right there, Shopify payments might delay it and potentially could even cancel the account because they just don't want to deal with that. They've probably had other types of vendors that they've had issues with. And there's a lot of frauds, meaning that people will go and create chargebacks on their credit cards and say, oh, no, this product is not what they told me it was going to be. Something like fat burners or anything like that. Shopify payments are just no good for that, right? They will cut you off real quick. Others would be like, let's say, for example, what's a high-risk product? Another high-risk product was hair extensions. Like women who sell hair extensions, it's a very high risk product. And Shopify payments sometimes will allow you to get a few sales and then all of a sudden, boop, they cut you off. They cut you off saying, sorry, we don't want to deal with this type of product or something technical, right? And in that case, that's when you have to go private. You have to use, sometimes even PayPal will cut you off. You'd be surprised too. They'll probably even cut you off too. So a private supplier might be something like an authorized.net. So what do I mean by that? You go to your original bank. So you go to your bank, you take your EIN, you show them your website. You're like, look, I'm a legit business, right? And they're like, yeah, you're a legit business. You signed up, you open a bank account, right? And you tell them, look, I need merchant services. I need merchant services to connect to authorized.net. And from there, they'll put you on a contract with a very small amount of transaction fees, probably less than Shopify payments. Shopify payments charges somewhere around 2.6%, depending on what plan you're in, right? They charge 2.6%. If you're on the $29 plan, they probably charge even a 2.9%. That's the highest, right? But if you're on Shopify Plus, they barely charge you anything. So, and then on top of that, whatever Shopify charges you, that 1% transaction fee for not using Shopify payments, you heard correctly. If you're ever going to use a private payment gateway, so like an authorized.net, right? And because you're a high risk product, right? Because you're not using Shopify payments, whatever the private bank charges you, that whatever percentage, Shopify is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to tax you another 1% on top of that for not using Shopify payments. Whether if you can or not, they're just going to slap that 1% on you, right? Because of the products that you're selling, okay? But anyways, back to this topic. At most 7 days, at most. And this is just your first sale, okay? So don't flip out. Don't think, oh my God, forever, this will always be this way. No. That's just what it'll be for the first sale or first sales. Your first sales will come in and they're just kind of holding it. And then they'll eventually push it out to your bank account. All right. So that's about it. I hope that this information strongly helped, right? Again, if you ever wanted to see your payments or payouts, go right there where it says home. And then from home, go to where it says on the bottom right corner, view all payouts. If you like this type of information, you like this training, send me that, send me a comment. Let me know what you think. And what other types of videos would you need to know regarding payments? Like, what are you stuck at? Like, where is this complicated for you? So I could go ahead and try to help you out. But the reason I made this video is because I hear these questions too. It's like, hey, I just made my first sale. I don't know, when do I get my first payment? Okay. Awesome. Other than that, see you next time. And don't forget that Academy is coming soon. All right. Stay tuned. Take care.